Alright, EV Nova. This is a game I used to play a lot as a kid. I'll let you know how old it is. I'm going to play through the first um Ring of Ring of Fire. This is a game you can um, still play. I'm gonna run through the first missions, or the first string of missions, and then see how it goes. Mankind has colonized the stars. The early explorers launched themselves and their followers into the void with little or no idea of what the future would hold. Many were never heard from again until a genius named Umata Kane came to the fore. Kane designed and orchestrated the construction of the Hypergate system. The Hypergates were means of linking systems light years apart with wormhole technology. A great boom of colonization began, and dark reaches of space were suddenly not so dark nor so distant. The ruling body of humanity, the Colonial Council, grew rich from the colonies. The lifeblood of the council was the Hypergate system. But the Colonial Council grew corrupt, and the sickness of the corruption spread through every layer of society. Pirate attacks became more prevalent, criminals flourished, and politicians became military governors. The emasculated council could do nothing. Terrorists destroyed the sole Hypergate system, crippling the network overnight. Entire systems were cut off from civilization, and society was thrown into a state of anarchy. Few could have foreseen the events that followed. Warlords arose, empires sprung up and collapsed just as quickly. All the while, people of the galaxy suffered a new dark age. Planets sank into feudal states, and much technology was lost seemingly forever. Yet from the chaos rose order. A newly reformed council advanced faster than light technology and slowly regained contact with the lost worlds of humanity. Over the time, the core systems of human space formed a new ruling body, the Federation. Life is now a cheap commodity in a dangerous universe. To the south lies Auroran Empire, a savage race. The mysterious Polaris hold the east, while the north and west are unexplored. You have just purchased your first ship, a shuttle that you hope will lead to better things. You're ready to start your maiden voyage. The universe with all its diversity, beauty, and terror awaits you, Captain. So, this is it. It's a little top-down deal. The first thing you're going to want to do is land on the planet. You hit L to do that. You're going to land. I'll go ahead and read this. As you wander around the spaceport as the first time, the fully fledged ship captain, weather-beaten man in his early 50s, comes to look you over. You look a little lost, boy. Little lost, my boy. He drawls in a gravelly voice. You look like I did when I had just taken my first flight as a ship captain. Mind you, was that nearly 30 years ago, but I never forgot that day. It is a grand feeling being a captain of a starship, and the first landfall is something you'll never forget. You smile and admit you've indeed just made your maiden voyage, and he slaps you on the shoulder with a grin. Congratulations, son, he says, shaking his hand with genuine regard before stepping back and looking at you with an almost calculating look on his face. When I first made landfall, I remember running into a guy named Gary, and he was just looking to settle down after flying the spaceways for a few decades. In exchange for passage, he showed me the ropes and how to get started in this crazy universe of ours. Well, I guess what comes around goes around. He smiles, nodding at you. I guess I'll make the same offer to you. What do you say? So, yes. Yeah, you guys can pause and read this, but essentially he's sending us on a mission. We need to leave. Now you should probably hyperspace to another system. So we're going to get out of the system ring. You can see our mission is Sol. So we're going to J to jump. Map. Jump. And jump one more time. As you can see, we're quickly running out of fuel over here. And so, is it I? Currently active, head to Earth. So, here is Earth here. Alright, if you want to read that, I'll let you pause. Okay. So he's said something. Outfitter, basically. Okay, here it is. TV star, I'll show you some serious runs you can make. So, what's the important information? So now he says this. So we'll be buying medical supplies. Buy, done, leave. This ship only has 10 tons of cargo space. Yeah, going to there. So the game starting off is very simple. I mean, you have about the most basic blaster you can imagine. So that is a Federation ship, and that was my entire ship. So, yeah. Yeah. Size of these ships is deceiving. This is a drone ship. This is actually even smaller than my ship. Oh, collateral. How do you... set prefs, key settings, hyperselect, communicate, Y, target select, okay. Glad. So you can talk to people. Most of their information is usually worthless. This is a Leviathan. This is the ship you want to get. It's very slow, but there's just tons of space. But this is a terrapin, and that little pod on the front of it is actually one of these little things. So like I said, ship's size is kind of collective or misleading. Like I said, that ship is enormous, but doesn't appear to be. So what killed me was a Federation ship shooting at another ship. So it's really easy to die, but as long as you don't play in hardcore mode, it's not too much of a problem. So Valkyries are decent ships. Pegasus is a whole ring. Oh, derelict vessel. So my map is kind of crummy at this point in time. I'm going to try to dock with it, which is you hit B. So you get this message quite a bit. Basically, you have fallen prey to a trap. So pirates are going to warp in and just absolutely annihilate you. But I'm going to land before that happens. Yeah, this ship is not designed for that. So now he's saying, let's vary points of ways to Port King Trade Center. Okay, so we're going to recharge first before we do anything else. Trade Center. Take a trip to England. Sell. Okay, so I'm supposed to pick up something here. Equipment. Okay, I think so. So, you get to a point where, like this ship here, you can get so far into the Federation, they let you buy these things. And these are really neat because they have other ships on top of them. St. Lebowski. Yeah, the trading stuff is... I mean, you have to have a pretty big fleet to make that worth your while. So once again, this is an old game. Graphics are kind of special. Hopefully they have a ship outfitter in a shipyard. So yeah, it was high here, sell it, done. So head back to, okay, so here's a shipyard. You can buy used ships, but the heavy shuttle, you know, I could actually buy that ship right now. I typically end up with one of these next. Something about this size and this cost. Asteroid miner is not bad. It takes a lot of time. Terrapins aren't bad. Kind of slow, and mostly this is usually where I end up next. It's a fair amount of space. So shields, armor, space 50 tons, it's weapons, cargo 250 tons, energy 2 jumps, but that can be augmented. So like here are all the different things that you can buy. You can make your ship go faster. Maps, which one of the best things you, okay, let's see, what do I have a gun, which is essentially worthless on this thing. So what you want are a solar panel or batteries. Auto recharger doesn't take up any space, but it's ship the small, we're not going to worry about it. Battery pack, there we go. This allows us to do more jumps in a go. So you're going to buy one of those and buy one of these. This will allow us, this will kind of passively charge our ship sails. And, oh, okay, we don't have enough money. So, what's nice about this is if you just kind of float around a little bit, you'll see this shield, or see it starting to recharge. And unfortunately I can't mouse over that. But it's this line on the right, you can see that bar kind of going up. You can actually hit caps lock to speed up time. And it speeds up everything except for jump time. So yeah, that bar there, you can see where it's starting to come up. It's kind of nice. So we got to take Barry back to Earth. And so this completes the tutorial and things. Let's head over to the outfitters. Okay, I'll let you guys pause that and read that. And here's the other part. Okay, I've read all these before, and I've memorized most of them. So, yeah, he's going to tell us something. Here's where I'm going to head over to have a look at the different... Oh, okay. So basically, he said that for those of you who didn't read it, like me, is that there are different outfitters. There are official approved outfitters. Some of the things you can buy in game you need to have a license for if you're in Federation space. Otherwise, if you get scammed, you can get annihilated. Where are we heading? Head over to Rathur. Rathur. I'm going to pull up the map right now. Right now, I am, of no record. It's kind of plain it is, but basically you can have a record. bar. Okay, so you ready? Alright, you guys can read that. Pause. Unpause. Pause. And pause. So, you're done, you finished becoming serious. Head down to the Viking and the Churchill system. And also get a little more combat action going. I better be out of the way. So, leave, recharge. Basically, they have parts here that you can't buy anywhere else. Like carbon fiber, military jammer. I mean, some of this stuff is pretty impressive. So we need to go to... Oh, yep, there's a pirate. That manticore, it is a beast of a ship. It has special weapons that are only on it. So we're going to head to Viking, I think is the name of the planet. And so I'll put a link to this game in the credits. It's ambrosiasoftware.com. They're, there's a pirate. Wow, that got wasted. You can actually play the demo for free, which is essentially the full game without all the stories. Oop. Okay, apparently I don't have clearing land there. So, pause. Unpause. Pause. Unpause. Recharge outfitter. So, chain gun, lots of fun, but you have to keep ammo up for it. Cargo retool. Makes your warship more into a freighter. This one makes you more into a fighter. Sacrifices some cargo space for more weapons. I'm not seeing any of the big ones, but here are... Okay, pause. Unpause. Pause. Unpause. Here we can buy some pretty interesting ships. I mean, here's the Manticore. It's 11.98 million credits, but it is a beast. This one's actually a pretty good ship. I've flown that one before. Pirate Argosy's a little on the smaller end. It's not bad. I tend to like ships with a little bit more storage room and convert it to weapon space. And I also tend to like here is a bay. It takes 70 tons, but you can then launch these from it, which is nice, because then you have essentially friends wherever you're going. This I'm not seeing it. You know, pirate jammer. It's kind of fun stuff, but they don't have, or not in this area. You can buy turrets that automatically swing to the right thing. That is actually a planet fire. Orbs. You can become so hated for a planet that they actually shoot you on sight. So, back to Earth. think I'll show you licenses here, so you guys can read that. Paused. Where is it? Yeah, heavy weapons license. So this is what gives you the license to use, you know, capital warships, yada yada yada. So it's a little silly when you think about it that you have to have a license, but you just get the licenses. It'll save you a lot of headache of being attacked by an entire fleet. Um, I was looking for something else, but yeah. Shipyard, where is he? Mission, bar, trade center, recharge outfitter, shipyard. Well, I guess that was it for Barry. So that'll conclude this episode. Go ahead and take my next next mission. Just trying to find out where people are going. Delivery 8 tons medical for 18. Oh, he's in the BBS. Almost to the last mission. So this one is my current quest. That's this quest I have highlighted. Thought there was one. Yeah. 8 tons. So now we have 2 quests. And this is where you start to make your money. Is by doing 2 rounds of quests at the same time. You can maximize your profits. The problem is that this ship only has a 10 ton cargo space, so you end up Sirius 2. There we go. Sometimes these 2 planet systems you can land on either planet. So we're going to recharge. See here, 10 tons, going to the same place we are, or at least the same system. Now that orange means I'm going to try to land and they're going to deny me. So they don't. It's a Federation planet, but I'm not known well enough to land there. Usually means it's got a yeah, it's one of those. It can be a planet, but usually it's the spaceports that are a little picky. So, but if I were to take on a couple pirates in this space, they would then become more tolerant of me, I should say. And so, ooh, that was a Veloz. Veloz Dart. The Veloz are an ancient race of people, yada yada yada. They have some pretty wicked ships. So, you read it if you want. I'm moving on. Courier company. Oh, okay. So this is the start of the second thread of missions, and so basically there's a courier company that's always needing things moved around the planet, but they're good missions to add into your collection. So I think I'm going to shoot for the Valkyrie left, so I need 300-something thousand credits. And on that, we'll end this episode. Alright, guys. see you on the flip side. Later, peeps.